Hi everybody. So I thought I would come and talk to you guys today. I'm gonna bring it a little closer so you guys can probably hear me a little better. So I went to brain painting today, and I haven't really talked a whole lot about it, but I'm really excited about how I'm feeling. This was my sixth session, and so far I'm feeling really good. Brain painting essentially is they put little electrodes on certain parts of your brain, your head, and then they play like a soft kind of music that kind of speaks to your brain, and you're just kind of in a meditative state. Um, my doctor has been doing it for a while, and he's really excited about it. And then it's supposed to help people with trauma deal with the trauma without it being overwhelming or really upsetting. It's supposed to allow you to kind of go through the motions, but in a way that's not terrifying for you. So that was really important to me. And so far, the way he kind of puts it for me is that when you're kind of awake and a kind of asleep, the way the music kind of works. So you're in a very relaxed state, and you just let your mind wander to anything. So my mind wanders to all kinds of stuff, and it helps your mind heal from whatever trauma you've had. And so when you recall the trauma later, or the issue that you have later, instead of having that really strong feeling, like my father passing away, instead of having that overwhelming, grief to where I can't breathe and I can't think and I can't function and I can't talk about it. Eventually, when I recall the instance where my father's passed away, or certain memories of him, it won't be so horrible for me. It'll give me some more closure. It'll allow me to function better. So that's what I'm working on. I have like 45 sessions to go, and it's not something that I have to stop after that. We would just evaluate and keep going. So I have 4 different goals, and I'll talk about those today. And the first goal is to control my anger, my emotional outbursts. I have a lot of anger issues. I have a lot of control issues, and when things don't go my way, I get very angry very quickly, and I don't like that about myself. I don't like that, and that's definitely something I'd like to change. A lot of people are just like, well, you need to be more patient. I don't have patience. I really don't. And that's something that we're working on. So that's one of my goals. My second goal is to build boundaries with people online, friends, family, people that I interact with, that I don't have good emotional boundaries when it comes to taking on other people's issues, other people's problems, other people's victories, other people's sadness. Since I'm fairly empathic, I can tell when something is wrong. I can tell, and then I ask what's going on, and then whatever that issue is, I'm a fixer. I want to fix it. I want to help you get through it. But in return, it drains me. So I need to be able to put a boundary in between people in my life to where, I'm still able to help, but it doesn't completely ruin me if something was to happen, or if something didn't work out, or they were to get hurt or sick or die or anything like that. Like, that would absolutely devastate me. Another goal of mine is my food addiction. I have a really bad food addiction. I'm addicted to eating. Like, I don't binge eat. I've never been a binge eater, but I like the taste of food. So therefore, I will eat it if it's here. I'm just, I don't want food. One thing I have noticed since I started is that I'm getting a lot happier eating, like hummus, carrots, instead of picking up other things. Normally what I would be in the mood for would be chocolate, candy, cookies, pie, cake. But right now, like, I walked over to the kitchen and I know that we have some naughty stuff in the freezer, and instead of grabbing that, I grabbed carrots and hummus, and then I grabbed olives and feta cheese. So I have noticed that it's very slight. And I also did one really cool thing today. My husband went out and got Baskin Robbins. I walked in, I tried 2 flavors, you know, like the little tiny tablespoons, and I didn't order anything. And I didn't eat any of his either. Normally I would have a couple bites of his or eat the entire damn thing because I'm fat. But that tells you that I made a conscious choice not to eat that. And I was really proud of myself because I really wanted it. It looked really good, and I was all about it. So my 4th goal is, I have to think about it. Oh, my attention span. This is also something that should help with my attention span, being able to focus on something for more than 15 minutes per day. I'm not medicated ADHD. I am not medicated at all. And this procedure that I go through takes about 45 minutes, roughly. And over time, it will help me with all of these things that we've said. And it's not that I can't add on to it. It's just that that's what I'm starting with right now. So I have seen some improvements in some of the areas. I've had 2 kind of backlash, which means that I felt worse after a session for a couple days. I go twice a week, Wednesdays and Fridays, and I also have my regular therapy. I think it's really important when you know that you have a food addiction, you know that you have anger issues, you know that you have certain things wrong with you, to get help. And, you know, a lot of times I hear, well, the person I went to last time was an idiot. The person I went to last time didn't listen to me. The person I went to last time didn't, you know, if you don't click with that person, then you move on to somebody else. Like, if you don't click with that therapist, that's not the only therapist in town. That's not the only therapist you can go to. I actually go to a therapist that's one town over from me because, you know, you go and find somebody that works for you. You need to be able to click. Like, she told me when I walked in there that she didn't take everybody, and that she really felt like she could help me, and that, you know, I've been seeing her for over a year, and I love her. I love her to death. If we weren't, you know, if we weren't patient and doctor, I would totally be besties with her. She's awesome. We hug each other when we leave. We're really sweet to each other. You know, I adore her. I really do. She tells me about her life. I tell her some about mine. Fantastic person. She talks to me and Matthew. So, you know, we do have kind of a combined session sometimes, and I like that. I like being able to sit with my husband and, you know, work out things in my relationship. To me, that's really, really important. Okay. So the next thing I really wanted to talk about, you guys can leave me questions on that, and I'll try to answer them. I will be giving more detailed explanation as things progress with me, with neurofeedback or brain painting. And it's not very common in every area, so you may not be able to find it in your area. You know, your insurance might not pay for it. I'm not suggesting that you go out and get it. I'm not suggesting that, you know, that needs to be something for you. You obviously need to talk to your therapist and see if that would work for you. Okay, another thing that I'm going to build a boundary right now. So here is my video on building a boundary. I do not like the person that I was starting to become. I didn't like it. This is very, very emotional for me, and I only have a few more minutes before it reaches the capacity of my iPad. I don't like the person I'm becoming, and so this is my first step to changing that. I was 523 pounds, and I had no friends, and I had no prospects of life, and I stayed in my house by myself with my husband and thought I was going to die. So I didn't, you know, want to talk to anybody. I didn't want to make friends. I didn't want to make, you know, I shied away from my mother and my family because I thought I was going to die. So I didn't try. Now I have tons of friends, and I have a wonderful husband, and I've connected with all my family, and I've become a fucking asshole. And I don't like it, and I'm not going to do it anymore. I noticed that I am more judgmental than I've ever been in my entire life. I've noticed that I immediately feel that kind of mob mentality when it comes to if somebody doesn't like somebody, instead of getting to know them, instead of figuring out for myself, learning for myself if I like them or not, I will, and I have, not given them a chance. And that's not okay. That's not right. And, you know, I've been very quick to judge in the past couple months, and I don't like that about myself. And I'm going to change it. I'm going to change it today. So, I'm not perfect, and I'm never going to be perfect, and I don't deserve to pretend that I'm better than anybody ever, because that's not the case. And I want to build a boundary right now, right here. I need your help. If you see me being negative, or if you think that I'm backtracking on becoming a more positive person in the community, I'd like you to tell me. And it won't hurt my feelings. It would actually be appreciative. I would feel very kind of you to help me along the way. And I'm putting it in stone right now that if my friends that I have now can't be a positive influence on the community, that means that they don't talk about other people. That means that they don't say negative things about other people. That means that they don't judge other people. If I can't have that. I can't be around that. I don't want to be around that. I don't want to be that person. I'm not going to be that person anymore. It's not going to happen. Because at 523 pounds, I had horrible people make fun of me. My entire life, I've had people make fun of me. I've had people judge me on my looks, on the way I talked, for the people I hung out with. And I'm not going to do that anymore. I don't like the person I was becoming, so I'm not going to be her. I have two really amazing role models. And I think of Michelle Wheeler. And I think of Gastric Rose. I think of Mama Rose. And that's the kind of person I want to be. I want to be somebody that you can come to at any time, and you never have to worry about what you say. You don't have to worry about the way you look, and you don't have to worry about how much money you have or how many friends you have. Like, I want to be that person. That's the person I want to be. And I'm not going to have anybody in my life that takes away from that. So there will be no negative people in my life, or people that are judgmental. There won't be people that hurt others. I just want, that's the kind of person I deserve to be, and the person I want to be, and the person that I was before I lost my weight. And that's the person I will start being again today. So I love all of your faces, and I promise that this is the first step for me, and I hope you'll still be on my journey with me to becoming the person that I think I'm meant to be. And I will talk to you soon.